Before this video ends, open your bank app and check one number. Not your balance, not your savings. One specific number that tells you exactly how exposed you are to what's already happening. We'll get to that number in 60 seconds. But first you need to understand why most people won't see this coming until it's already inside their house. Recessions don't start with a headline, they start with a decision made 3 weeks before the headline when everything still looked fine, and the people who knew what to watch were already moving. You are in those 3 weeks right now. The Strait of Hormuz is 21 miles wide at its narrowest point. 20% of the world's oil supply moves through it every single day. The fuel in your car, the diesel in the truck that stocked your grocery store, the energy that runs the factory that made the product you ordered last week. All of it passed through 21 miles of water between Iran and Oman. That water is now a conflict zone. Shipping companies are already rerouting. Insurance companies are already The cost of moving oil from the Middle East to Asia hit record levels in the first days of this conflict, up 94% in a single session, not over weeks. In a single session, that number is the first domino. The domino after it is already falling. Here's the sequence, because the sequence is the only thing that separates the people who act in time from the people who react too late. Oil prices spike. Every product that requires transportation gets more expensive, which is every product. Inflation accelerates. The Federal Reserve faces a choice between raising rates to fight inflation or cutting rates to prevent recession. It cannot do both. It will choose wrong because it always chooses wrong when the inputs are moving faster than its models. Consumer confidence drops. Spending drops. Corporate revenues drop. Layoffs follow. Layoffs reduce spending further. The spiral has a name. You know the name. The Dow dropped over 1,000 points in the first days of this conflict. That is not the crash. That is the market pricing in the possibility of the sequence I just described. If the sequence continues and nothing in the current situation suggests it, woe unto that 1,000 points is the opening paragraph of a much longer story. You are reading the opening paragraph right now. Most people won't recognize it until chapter 3, now the number. Open your bank app, find your highest interest debt, credit card, personal loan, adjustable rate, mortgage. Look at the interest rate. If that number is above 15%, you are the most exposed person in the room when rates go up, and rates are going up. Not because anyone wants them to, because inflation from an oil shock leaves the Federal Reserve no choice. Every point the Fed raises rates, your variable debt gets more expensive automatically without warning, without your permission. That number in your bank app, that's your recession exposure score. The higher it is, the faster you feel what's coming. Write it down. We'll come back to it. Here is the mistake most people are going to make. They're going to make it in the next 2 weeks, probably on a Tuesday, probably onto a bad news cycle. Probably at 11 at night when the markets in Asia are moving and the anxiety is high and the decision feels urgent and obvious and correct. They're going to sell. Not everything, not all at once, but enough. They're going to look at a portfolio that's down 8% or 12% or 15% and do the math on what that number means in dollars. And the number is going to feel unacceptable. And they're going to move it to cash to stop the bleeding. And they're going to lock in a loss that was temporary and turn it into a loss that is permanent. This is not a new mistake. It's the same mistake made by the same category of person in every market downturn in modern history. In 2008, in 2020, in every conflict-driven correction that preceded a recovery. The data is not ambiguous. The people who sold at the bottom of the 2020 COVID crash missed the fastest market recovery in history. The S&P 500 recovered its losses in 5 months. The people who held recovered everything. People who sold locked in the loss and then faced a second decision about when to get back in that they also got wrong. Because the market recovered before the certainty they were waiting for ever arrived. Certainty never arrives before the recovery. It arrives after. That's what makes it certainty. The mistake is not panic. Panic is just the feeling. The mistake is making an irreversible financial decision based on a feeling that is temporary. Your portfolio going down is temporary. Selling it is permanent. These are not the same event. And your brain, at 11 at night after a bad news cycle, will tell you they are. It is lying to you. It does this every time. Here is what you actually do. This week, in this order. The cash buffer today. 2 weeks of living expenses and physical cash, small bills. Not because the banking system is failing, because in any scenario where regional disruption affects card processing, and it has, in every major conflict in recent history, the person with physical cash moves. Everyone else waits in a line that isn't moving today, before the week gets busy and today becomes next week. The debt number this week. Remember the number you wrote down from your bank app. That's your first target. High-interest variable debt above 15% gets paid down before anything else this week. Not because you're panicking, because every dollar of variable debt you carry into a rate hiking cycle costs you more next month than it costs you today. This is arithmetic, not anxiety. If you can't eliminate it, reduce it. Partial reduction now is worth more than full elimination later at higher rates. The exposure check. This week. Look at your portfolio honestly. One question. If this goes down another 20%, can you afford to hold it? Not emotionally, financially. Do you have enough income, enough other savings, enough runway that a 20% drop doesn't force you to sell to cover living expenses? If yes, hold. Do not touch it. The worst financial decision you can make right now is a voluntary sale driven by anxiety rather than a forced sale driven by necessity. If no, reduce now, at today's prices, not in 3 weeks at lower prices. The person who reduces by choice today has options. The person forced to sell in 3 weeks has none. The income buffer this week. Recessions cause layoffs. Layoffs follow a predictable sequence. Contractors first, recent hires second, non-essential roles third. If you are in any of those categories, the time to build a buffer is before the layoffs, not after. 3 months of living expenses in a liquid savings account, not invested liquid. If you don't have 3 months, build 1 month first. This week before the sequence I described at the beginning of this video reaches your employer's spreadsheet. 1 month this week. That's the task. What you do not do. You do not move everything to cash and wait for certainty. There is no certainty. There is only the recovery that happens while you're waiting for it. You do not make large financial decisions based on a single bad news cycle. 1 day is noise. 2 weeks is a signal. Know the difference. You do not assume this resolves quickly. Every conflict that has affected oil prices in the last 50 years lasted longer than the initial consensus expected. Plan for 6 months, not 6 weeks. And you do not ignore it. The people who did nothing in 2008 because the situation felt overwhelming lost more than the people who made imperfect decisions. Imperfect action beats perfect paralysis. Every time, 3 weeks from now, the headline will arrive. It will say recession or correction or downturn, and the people reading it will feel like the moment has finally arrived. The moment to act, the moment to prepare, the moment to prepare, the moment to make the decisions that protect them. That moment was 3 weeks earlier. It was today. The cash buffer, the debt number, the exposure check, the income buffer. For things this week before the headline. The people who do them are not smarter than the people who don't. Their earlier prepared isn't safe. Present is. Watch this next.